HTML attributes. HTML elements can have attributes. Okay, so all HTML elements have attributes, and using these attributes, you can provide additional information. You can provide additional information about an element. So additional information like, so we can provide ID, name, height, width, style, href, okay, source, and like this. So number of attributes available. So we can provide all the information about an elements. Suppose if you want to display an image, okay, so otherwise if you want to display some paragraph with CSS styles, okay, so like this we can write paragraph, okay, starting tag, ending tag. This is sample paragraph. Okay, so if you want to display this paragraph with the CSS styles, okay, so for suppose you have CSS class, okay, so by using class attribute, okay, we can provide we can apply CSS class, okay, style sheet class, okay, my class, okay, so this is the CSS class name. So if you provide this class name, based on this class name you can apply text color, background colors, okay, background images, and padding. So like this we can provide the number of CSS properties. Okay, so like this we can provide ID for paragraph also, okay, P1. So like this we can provide the initial information. This is the identification name of paragraph, and this is the CSS class. Okay, so next one is HTML formatting elements. HTML formatting elements. So formatting elements means, so formatting elements were designed to display special type of text. Okay, formatting elements are designed to display special type of text, special types of text. Okay, so for suppose if you want to display bold text, okay, bold text, italic text format, okay, italic text, and some marker text, okay, marker text, and deleted text format, deleted text. Okay, so all these are formats. Okay, bold text format, italic text format, marker text, and deleted text, and like subscripts and superscripts. Subscripts and superscripts. Superscripts. So all these are formatting elements. Okay, by using all these formatting types, okay, we can display number of styles. So by using, if you want to display bold text, use B tag, okay, starting tag and ending tag to display bold text format. Okay, bold text format. Okay, so for example, we have sample paragraph. Okay, my sample paragraph. For suppose if you want to display sample in bold text, okay, bold, okay, you can use B tag, okay, B tag for sample, okay, so that this word will display in bold text format. And the second one is italic text format. So use I tag, okay, to display italic text format. Okay, italic text format. And marker text, suppose if you want to highlight the word, okay, suppose you want to highlight any word, okay, any word in your content, okay, use mark tag, okay, mark tag, so that word will highlight, okay, by using mark tag. And next, so this example, within our paragraph, this is second class of HTML. Okay, so for suppose if you want to highlight this word or second class, okay, use mark tag to highlight this word. Yeah, mark. And deleted text format, so it will apply hoverline on text, okay, use it to display hoverline on text. Okay, deleted text format. For example, okay, this is third class. Okay, so you can delete this word by using del tag, so it will display in deleted text format. Okay, use del tag. And superscripts, so for suppose if you want to display 10 squares, 10 cubes, like this. You can use superscript, subscripts and superscripts. Display like okay, 10 squares, okay, 10 square, okay, so like this. Use within paragraph, okay, value is sub subscript, okay, 10, and this is square, okay, superscripts also same like this. So an example on all these formatting elements. So first one, bold type text, okay, so copy this paragraph and display here, okay, paste here. So my sample paragraph, okay, sample word will display in bold text, bold format. Formatting elements dot html, okay, save this notepad with the dot html extension. So where it is, okay, so run this example, okay, sample word is in bold text format, okay, so in go to inspect and you can check here, okay, within paragraph my sample paragraph, okay, sample is in bold, okay, you can check here font weight bold, okay, font weight bold. So like this remaining formats like italic text format, okay, suppose if you want to display italic text format, use I tag, okay, this is our second class, okay, so total this content will display in italic text format. Save this and run this example, okay, so this content is in italic text format. So go to inspect, okay, here font style italic, okay, and the next one is mark text. Suppose if you want to highlight this uh, second class, okay, you can use mark tag, starting tag and ending tag, okay, so this second class is highlighted. Save this and refresh this example, okay, second class is highlighted by using mark tag. So mark tag, okay, you can check here these styles, mark element to styles, okay, background color yellow and text color is black, okay, so these are predefined classes for mark element. And next one is deleted text format. Suppose if you want to display overline on text, use DL tag. So you cannot change, you have to change the style sheets in our own document, okay, original document. Just you can test the CSS styles by using inspect element. Delete text, delete text, suppose paragraph. This is my sample paragraph. Okay, save this example and refresh. Okay, so this is my sample paragraph. Suppose if you want to apply hoverline on these two words, okay, sample paragraph, use DL tag. Okay, so that is deleted text format. Okay, save this and again you can refresh. Okay, so the hoverline is applied. And next one is superscripts and subscripts. Paragraph, okay, 10 sub, okay, square sub, okay, and another one is superscript, 10, okay, sub, okay, sub and sup, okay, so two formats. Okay, so 10 squares and like this we can display, okay, by using sup, superscripts, okay, vertical line super, and for this vertical line sub. So and another format is small text format, small text, seventh one, small text format. Okay, so for this use small tag to display small text format. Okay, text format. For example, use small tag, this is small text. Okay, so paragraph, this is my small text format. Okay, format. So if you want to display this text word, okay, this word in small, use small tag, okay, save this, okay, so the text is in small text format. Okay, normal text. Okay, normal text. Okay, so font size. Okay, font size is smaller. Okay, normal paragraph format is normal. Okay, but this small tag font size is smaller. Okay, so these are the formats. And the next one is headings. Headings. Okay, so HTML headings are defined with H1 to H6 tags. HTML headings are defined with H1 tag to H6 tags. Okay, so H1 to H6 tags. H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6. So these H1 to H6 tags are used to define HTML headings. Used to define HTML headings. So H1 defines the most important heading. H1 tag defines most important heading, and H6 tag defines least important heading. Okay, least important heading. So for suppose in this example, okay, you want to display heading for this HTML document. Use H1 tag or H2 tag or H3, H4, H5, H6. Okay, to display the heading. Okay, HTML format. Okay, so this is the heading for all this content. Okay, save this and refresh. Okay, so this is the heading for all this content. So like this, we can use H2, H3, and H4, H5, H6. Okay, you can observe one thing. H1, okay, H1 font type is, okay, font size is 2em, and H2, okay, so H2, so font size is 1.5 em, okay, to 1.5, and 3, okay, so 3, 1.17 em. So like this, it will decrease the size up to H1 to H6 text. H6 is the least heading. Okay, so that is 0.67 em. Okay, so that is the font size. So that's why H1 is the most important heading and H6 is the least important heading. So these are the headings in HTML. And the next one is comments in HTML. comments in HTML. So these comments are used to insert description in your code. So these comments used to explain our code, explain our source code, explain our source code, or insert description. Okay, code description. So these comments are not displayed in the browser. Comments are not displayed in the browser. Okay, so these comments are not executed in the browser. So comments are used to explain our code. If you don't want to display some block of code, okay, if you don't want to execute some block of HTML elements, okay, or some block of source code, you can put that code in comments. Okay, so you can put that code in comments, or you can put code description in comments. Suppose we have one paragraph. Okay, for example, we have one paragraph, my sample paragraph. Okay, so if you don't want to display this paragraph in the browser, so directly you can put this tag in comment. So comment tag start with the symbol, okay, end with this symbol. Okay, so starting tag and ending tag for comments. Okay, so comments are starting tag and ending tag. So an example for these comments, suppose in this example, so we can explain our source code. So use comment tag, okay, below code is for HTML formatting elements. Okay, so like this we can explain our source code. So this comment is not executed in the browser. Okay, so copy and refresh this. Okay, so comments will display in the browser like this, okay, in green color, so that this is not executed in the browser. This will not display in the browser. Okay, comments. Otherwise, okay, so like this we can insert the description of our code, or suppose if you don't want to, okay, display these two paragraphs, okay, superscript and subscript, use comment tag, okay, starting tag and ending tag. Okay, so this is for two paragraphs. So for multiple elements also like this we can use. Okay, save this example. Okay, so now these two paragraphs are displaying. If you refresh this, okay, two paragraphs also removed. Okay, so paragraphs is there, but those are in comment, so that browser will not display the paragraphs. So these are the comments in HTML. And next one is HTML list elements. HTML list elements. HTML list elements. So list elements are two types. Okay, HTML list elements are two types. Okay, two types. First one is ordered list, the ordered list, and second one is unordered list, unordered list. Okay, so these are the two types in HTML list elements. So ordered HTML list, okay, ordered list is typically is a number list of items. Okay, ordered list typically is a numbered list of items. List of items. So we have to use type attribute. We have to use type attribute to display the ordered list. Okay, ordered list types. Display ordered list types. Okay, list style types. So this type attribute can accept attribute can accept digits, okay, digits and alphanumeric and Roman values. Okay, Roman values. So for example, okay, so for order list, okay, use OL tag to display list items. Okay, display list items. Okay, OL starting tag and ending tag, and LI tag to create, okay, list items in order list. LI tag to create list items in order list. Order list. So example, OL tag, okay, order list, and starting tag and ending tag. Okay, so OL tag order list, use LI tag, okay, LI tag to display list items. Or suppose if you want to display cities names, okay, in the list format, so we can use OL tag and a list LI tag to display list of cities names. For suppose Hyderabad, okay, Hyderabad Chennai, Bangalore, Chennai, next. Okay, so Pune. So like this we can display the cities names, okay, by using order list. Okay, so this is the to display, okay, to apply type attribute, use here type equal to, so anyone we can use, okay, digits are alphanumeric or Roman values. Suppose if you want to display digits for all list items, use from 1. Okay, if you want to display Roman values, we use I, okay, caps I or small I, upper Roman and lower Roman values. So just save this. You open Notepad and remove this content. Okay, H2 tag. Okay, for heading, city names. Okay, so this is the heading for our list items. OL tag. So directly you can copy this list items. Okay, so OL tag, starting tag and ending tag, and list items. So here we can use type attribute. Type equal to 1. So if you use this 1, HTML list items, list.html. Okay, save this and run this example. HTML list. Okay, so run this example. Okay, so this is the heading for list cities names. Okay, so here we use a type attribute, okay, for digits. Okay, type attribute. Okay, list style type. Okay, by default it will take list style type CSS property and value is decimal. So decimal values, okay, digits are displaying like this. Okay, type equal to 1. So if you use this like value 10, okay, from 10 onwards it will display. Okay, so normally so by default it will take from 1. If you want to display Roman values, upper Roman or lower Roman, use caps I and small I. Okay, so upper Roman. Okay, list style type is upper Roman. So like this we can use lower Roman, yes, small I. Okay, you can check here, okay, lower Roman. So like this alphanumeric also you can display, small a or caps A we can use. Okay, lower alpha and upper alpha. Okay, so upper alpha. So like this we can display the list style types. And next one is another list. So for another list start with the UL tag. Another list start with the UL tag, UL tag, and LA tag, and LA tag to create list items. Okay, list items. Okay, and use HTML style attribute to define the bullet styles. Okay, so use HTML style attribute to define the bullet styles. Define the bullet styles. Okay, bullet styles. So here we have four types of list style types. We have four types of list style types. Okay, list style types. So list style types are disk. Okay, first list style type disk, and the second one is circle. Okay, circle, and the third one is square. Okay, square, and fourth one is none. Okay, so these are the list style types. So disk format. Okay, disk list style type will display bullet styles. Okay, so this circle is circle format. Okay, circle will apply for list items, and square and none. So if you don't want to display any style for the list items, use none value. So city names in order list. Okay, order list. So here use H2 city names in another list. Another list. So just copy this. No, use UL tag and starting tag and ending tag. UL tag and copy this list items. Okay, so directly you can run this example for another list. By default it will take bullet styles for all list items, bullets. Okay, so by default it will take bullet styles. So suppose if you want to display square or circle like that, we can use style attribute in HTML, and CSS property is list style type. list style type colon. Suppose if you want to display a circle, use circle value so that it will display circles for list items. Okay, so these are the circles. So like this, square, disk. So by default, disk is applied without any CSS style. Uh, Square, okay, square. So save this and refresh. Okay, see, you see here, square list style type is applied. For suppose if you don't want to display any list style types, you use none. Okay, so that only list items are displayed without any list style type. Okay, so like this. And the next one is HTML tables. HTML tables. So HTML tables are defined with the table tag. Tables are defined with the table tag, starting tag and ending tag. Okay, starting tag and ending tag. So between these two, so always tables are divided with rows and columns. So the rows are specified with the tr, okay, tr tag, defined rows, and td tag defined columns. Okay, columns in table. Suppose if you want to display table format, use table tag and the table in this table tag. So we have to write rows. Okay, tr is defines rows. Okay, within this row, so we can add columns by using td tag. Okay, td. So like this, within one row we can place number of columns. td td. Okay, so unlimited columns we can place within row. You can divide number of columns. So you can add unlimited number of rows by using tr tag. Okay, tr tag. So just copy this and paste here. So like this we can create the tables in HTML. So copy this, okay. So next, HTML table, HTML tables. Okay, so that is adding heading. So just copy these tables Okay, and paste here. Okay, so suppose if you want to display some employee information like employee ID, name, phone number, email ID, like this. So in first row, okay, in first row we have to define the column names. Okay, so first one is employee number. Okay, and second column is EMP, name, TD, so email ID, okay, TD, okay, so mobile number. So like this, first row column names. From second row onwards, we have to display the data and the employee number. Suppose 1 2 3 4 5 6, and employee name. Okay, employee name Harsha, and TD, email ID harsha@gmail.com, TD, and mobile number. So mobile number is, so like this you can give. So for multiple employees we can place number of rows. HTML tables dot HTML, HTML tables. So run this example. So this table format is displayed like this. Okay, so by using CSS we can provide borders for this paragraph. And next, HTML controls. HTML controls. So HTML controls nothing but like buttons. First one is button, second one is text box, and third one is file upload control, file upload, and the fourth one is file upload control and radio button, radio button, and checkbox, and sixth one list box, list box, seventh one is text area, text area control, and eighth one is drop down list. Okay, so drop down list. So these are the HTML controls. Button, text box, file upload control, radio button, list, checkbox, list box, text area. So that's it. So button. Okay, so first one is button. So using HTML buttons we can submit data into the server. Okay, user input data. Okay, user input, we can save this user input in server by clicking on button. HTML buttons are user to submit, user to submit data into the server. Okay, so we can save the data by user input data in server. So this button is used for user actions. Button is used for user actions. Okay, so user actions. So for example, in the registration form, okay, so we have to fill all the fields, okay, like first name, last name, email ID, a phone number, address. So all the fields we have to enter, and finally we have to submit the data, okay, our data into the server. So in any application, in any website, so that our data is stored in server. So when you click on the save button, our data is stored in that application server. Suppose if you want to display button in your HTML document, so we can write like this: button tag we have to use, and a type attribute button, okay, button, and close button tag. Okay, so save, okay, save button. So like this, if you want to display text box, uh, no, so we can display button in two types. Okay, so we can create buttons in HTML form in two ways. So this is the first way to create button in HTML form, and the second way is use input tag and the type equal to submit our button. Okay, submit our button, and the value is save, the value save, and close this tag. Okay, so this is the ending tag for input controls. Okay, all input controls, any tag should be like this. And the second one is text box. So this text box are used for user can enter input data. Text boxes are used to user input data, user input data. Okay, syntax for text box: use input tag, type attribute. Type attribute is text value, and directly we can close the text box. Okay, so this is the text box syntax. So one example for this: two buttons, two controls, button and text box. So open Notepad. So remove this. We use button. Okay, so these two ways we can create button. Okay, so the value is update. okay, update button, and this is save button, and this is update button. And next, if we want to display text box, also input type equal to text and close this tab and save this html controls.html. So run this example html controls. Okay, so text box and save button and update button. Okay, these three controls, okay, two buttons and one text box is displaying. So this text box is used for user input data, and the remaining button and okay input control both are for buttons. Okay, so buttons, text box.